Hello, welcome to the latest Wildside fish and fly tying video. We're going to do a sedge pattern today. Now, everyone's got their favourite sedge. I know that I've certainly got mine. This is an idea that I had back in June this year, sitting tying flies for going over to Scotland for July and August. It's quite a simple idea. It just involves tying the wing down at the back of the fly, which means that when you hold it in your hand, it doesn't really look much like a sedge. When you compare it with other kind of classical sedge patterns, from underneath, when you pull this fly, it really it has everything going for it. Now, I called this fly the Gulper Sedge. And the reason why is simply because I had 4 patterns that I tied up with me to test them out, and after the first 3 days they were all completely knackered. They were just gulped. Here's the first fish that was taken on it, and this is in Loch Borley, which is about as good a testing ground you can have for a loch dry fly. I tied the initial pattern like this one. This is with a claret seal's fur body, bleached deer hair wing, and a dark to black cock hackle. You can change the colours as you want. I've also done some in hare's ear, and they were also very good on the hillocks. So, to tie the Gulper Sedge, we're going to start off. We've got you can size 12, size 14. I'm using a size 12 today. It's a Camazan B170, and we're going to use normal black silk. Again, you can use any colour of silk that you really want to here. So we're going to start off just taking some turns and wrapping it down the shank, down towards the barb. And once we come down here, we're going to come and cut off. There we go. Now bring it down until you're nearly in line with the barb. Now for the body, we're going to use genuine seal's fur. Real seal's fur is still the best thing, in my opinion, for any dry fly. It just doesn't sink. It just doesn't sink. But this is in dark claret. Now, one thing I find, if you lick your fingers and thumb, if you're lazy like me and can't be bothered using wax, just to moisten it a wee bit, it usually helps to get a dubbing rope fairly quickly on the go. Again, you can do this with a spinner, or you can do whatever you want with this. I'm just going to twist it on, and when you bring it around, don't keep it. Try and make it kind of buggy and loose. You don't want this too tight, like too perfect. You want this to suggest some movement when it's getting pulled. We're going to use bleached deer hair. Again, you can use elk for this as well, which was particularly good on the hare's ear ones that I tied up as well. We're just going to take a small pinch here, and we're going to cut it off at the base. There we go. Excuse me. And we're going to take out the fuzz and the fluff that's down here. We don't want this in the fly. That's it there. It's just kind of a waste of time stuff, really. But to get it all out, we've got our trusty friend. Ta-da! The toothbrush. Obviously not the same one that you used this morning. Maybe you can use the wife's, and we'll just take a wee bit off the back there. There's a wee bit there still. Of course, if it is your wife's, make sure that you wash it after putting it back, Probably the last time we're going to put the deer hair in. If you don't wash it, it's going to be the last time that you get to use it anyway. Or the fly tying vise, or the computer. Now we're going to tap this down. There we go. And just pull that out there. And we should have the tips all lined up. Now we're going to cut off some of that. It's not going to be like an Amazonia sedge. It's going to be the right size for what we're trying to imitate. So there we go, that's the wing ready. Now when we tie this on, we're going to look at keeping it roughly twice the length of the body. So you can imagine that body over the back. So it's quite a long wing. I'm just going to take a one loose turn round there in a second. Just make sure everything's not sliding around. Keep it, that's it, pinch it down. Another few turns there, and just make sure that that's not sliding around. I mean, pull down as hard as you as you dare on that. So you can see it's quite a long wing. We're going to do something to make it even more effective though. So we're going to come and trim off the big head of hair here. Now you want to make this reasonably neat because you're going to put a hackle over this in the end. And if it's too lumpy, it's just a pain to put the hackle on. So again, keeping that hair pinched in, and we'll just come in and take a wee bit there. I mean, you can take a bit longer of this if you want. I'm just doing it quite quickly for the sake of the video. And it's these turns that are going to hold down that hair and stop it from slipping all over the place. It's still reasonably loose just now. I think we all know how much fun that is with deer hair. You see it has a wee bit slipped down there. Right, so with that in place, we're going to get a little bit more out of the seal's fur. And this is going to be not a huge amount. You're better to put on less than more at this stage. If it's not enough, you can always add on more and keep on dubbing. So we just slide this up, the thread, it's the rope, and we give it a few turns. And this is the kind of crucial part that makes the pattern that it is. You lift up the whole wing. The whole wing has got to come up. Come underneath and give it one turn round the back. And then go over the wing with the dubbed silk and trap it down. And up with there, there's just not enough there. I mean, I'm getting kind of fussy now. You can continue without adding this extra dubbing, but I'll just do it to make it look good for the video. A tiny wee bit of dubbing here. But it's best, like I say, not to have too much. It's easier putting on more than taking it off. So I give it a turn around there again. Come round the front. And finish up the head there. So now you've got this wing that sits really, really low on the water. It gives you a perfect silhouette. And now we'll just come in and take off that piece. We're going to put a hackle on here. Now, I'm just using a normal black cock hackle. You can use, again, any hackle that you want here. And again, it's your own preference how you tie this in. I usually like tying it with the stem. Just going to pull out the fibres there a wee bit first. So we're going to just tie this in. This is where you don't want too much kind of clumpy deer hair at the front, because as you'll see, there you go. What a perfect bit of timing there. If that happens, just go back and don't panic. But you don't want too much of a taper there, or else it's a real pain to hackle. So we'll just come in and take off a wee bit of that deer hair there. There we go. Now, a little bit more seal fur. And you can see there's not really much to this fly. Remember, the trout don't know that. So we're just going to put on a wee bit more dubbing for the head. Get this finger and thumb nice and moist. Spin it on and slip it up. Now, that's it. I want this head nice and bushy, nice and... You want it to look alive, and that's just even without the hackle, that's going to give a lot of movement already. So come in and just nip it at the point now. Now we're going to start to hackle this, and as you come round, just pull back the fibres from before and keep it touching. Again, you're thinking about silhouette with this fly. So these are going to act as like legs at the front. And when you see it stationary, it just does not look like a sedge. When you give it a little tweak, my God, it comes into life. So I'll come in and snip that off. I'll pull back those loose bits that were in the way there and just make a head. There we go. And just try and trap all that down as neatly as we can. Again, don't get too pedantic with how neat your flies are, especially your dry flies. For loch fishing, you want them to be alive. So, deed coat hanger, or you can have the fancy one to finish it off. I think we'll use the deed coat hanger today. It's still my favourite whip finish tool. And we'll just pull that up. Oh, yeah. God. Right. We'll just pull that up. And we'll fire it on and we'll go 1, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, once you go over 3 or 4 turns, it's fine. I usually do about 5 or 6 just for safety's sake. Come in, snip it off. There's a few loose points up at the head there. We'll just take them off as well. It doesn't really matter. I'm just being fussy. And just for the sake of the video, folks, we'll push up that, and that's the fly finished basically. Obviously, we're going to get some movement from those legs at the front. I'll just turn the vise round a wee bit, and you'll see what it looks like from underneath. And it's just a wee bit of loose further. So from underneath, you've got the legs at the front, but it's when this gets pulled, those hackle points move backwards, and you've got the silhouette of the body, but more importantly, you've got that wing actually touching the surface. It's not up in the air like most sedge patterns are. And when that gets tweaked, my God, it usually gets some interest, and it certainly was gulped this year. Now, it's not a fly for fishing like as a stationary dry, definitely not. It didn't really do much, like I say, but when it was tweaked, it really made all the difference. So feel free to try this in any different colour that you wish. I'll be very happy to hear how you get on with it. I'm going to use a high-tech varnish to finish off. Only the best for me. And again, don't be too sparing with this when you put it on. It's better to have the fly stay a fly for as long as possible. So we're going to slap that on over the top there. And we're going to come in and just take away that last cup. I'm being hella fussy today. That's it. It's looking good. Now to clean out that eye, remember, you don't have to, but it just saves having to muck about with a wee needle at the side of the bank. Just take an old hackle or any old feather that's going to fit through, and just run it up through the eye of the hook and give it a wee tweak about, and that'll take it that wee bit of extra varnish. So that's the fly, the Gulper Sedge. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it brings you many fish, and we'll be back soon with a new video. So thanks for watching, and until then, keep it wildside. Bye now.